So thank you for joining us today here on location at Gulfport High School with two fantastic STEM teachers. Instructors, teachers, what do we call you nowadays?
I like instructors, it sounds more professional.
STEM instructors, that's stuff. So Dave and Scott. So we're really grateful to be here. They took an idea that kind of was happening in our community around a tiny bedroom on wheels to house unsheltered people and made it happen with their STEM classes. So tell us what that was like and the power of that for your students and for yourself, to know you're creating a difference.
You brought it to me, so I'll let you start.
Yeah, it was very serendipitous. I was having lunch with some of your volunteers after church one Sunday, and
a little too close, huh?
They shared the kind of sketched out plans of the architect and said, you know, one day we dream of doing this, and so I snapped a picture of it and sent it to Dave, and Dave said, it's funny you should send me that. We were looking for a project to do related to homeless here at the school. So I think there was some grand design in the whole thing as far as that goes, but we slowly got the plan put together, got the blueprints, and we involved 3 of our programs here at the high school. The automotive students in our program did the welding on the trailer, and then our engineering robotics students did the wiring and installed the solar panel and the fixtures, and then your students did all the rest of the construction. So we're all part of the STEM Institute, so we all share the same students. Our classes are right across the hall from one another in the new building that we've built. So we have a really different program here at the high school that allows us to work on real world projects with our students. So this is one good example of how we shared out and collaborated with across the program.
Well, I think it's really interesting because, like, from what you're expressing to us and what we're expressing back to you, this could become a bit bigger than just a collaboration between Gulfport High School and Back Bay Mission and your STEM classes and creating housing for just our local unsheltered folks. It could become bigger, right? And so you never know how you can start a movement or what change you can effectively make in your community, and that's like really powerful stuff, right?
And he says real world, and you're talking about the movement. That's always been important to me from day one. I've only been teaching 11 years. Prior to that, I was in the military for 23, and the most rewarding thing for me was when I would deploy and do my wartime job to provide shelter and infrastructure on bases and stuff like that, and then getting out into the community and being a part of the local community. So from day one teaching, I didn't want it to be shop class, wood shop, where you come and you build a birdhouse and you take it home and go, look what I built.
Yeah.
So I've always looked for real world projects, and this is as real as it gets.
Yeah.
And one of the big things with Gen Z is, we like every generation complains about the younger generations, we know that.
That's right.
But one of the keys to connecting with Gen Z is connecting to their heart. They're a very emotionally, touchy-feely, they want to make a difference. So finding projects that make a difference, and if you can connect to a kid's heart, especially with Gen Z, then you've got them hooked. And that's the way. That's the way you hook them. And then hopefully, it's a hook for a lifetime. We don't want a one and done. We're trying to not just teach them these hands-on skills, but that sense of community and giving back that they can take with them for the rest of their lives.
See, that's phenomenal, because we interviewed the two young women that were on here, right? Gen Zers.
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at them and said, no, we are not going to expect you to do all the work. We're not relying on Gen Z. Teach your grandparents, your parents, your great-grandparents to do this work too, because all of us need to be involved, right? But that's one thing they're saying about Gen Z that's true. You appeal to their heart, to their emotions, and to their sense of equity and justice, right? And that's what you guys did. That's what you do.
Yep.
Right? That's kind of sounds like it's been a passion of yours.
That's it. And that's why I do it. I don't teach because I want to.
Yeah.
I teach because I love it.
There you go. I know, right?
That's it.
Yeah. You get paid the big bucks, right?
I could, I could make a lot more money doing construction, but this is my passion, and that's why we do what we do. And this has been a passion project for me. I'm glad that we got it across the finish line. I really, really hope that you know, we can continue to grow it and
Yeah.
you know, do more.
We're going to do it. It's
So
going to happen.
and that's we really enjoyed this project. And I had kids do things that they've never done before. Like if you were to be able to see the welds on this trailer, it would blow your mind. And these were day zero welders that within 2 or 3 days of just having some stick time, they were laying beads like a professional. It was amazing, and they loved it. They loved it. They ate it up. So,
Well, it's kind of interesting because again, these two gals had told the reporter that my passion for high school students and for 14 through 18-year-olds, I used to run a shelter for homeless, runaway, throwaway youth, that in Milwaukee, and we served the whole country, right? But we were able to take 24, youth who were always full, that either had been kicked out of their homes, either were unwanted, were on the run because of abuse, were on the run from a foster home, which we know sometimes foster homes aren't fantastic. Bless you, foster parents. But this for me made some connections that suddenly I realized now we're housing homeless people. And the youth that I used to work with to find safe, secure housing for them are the ones doing it, right? And of course, one of the youth here from Guatemala, her parents were migrants, right? And I worked with Guatemalans back in Phoenix to get them to safe, secure places. It's just weird how interconnected we are.
Full circle, man.
Right, full circle. In Mississippi, the state of my birth, I never thought, right? Yeah. So we don't know where this is going to go.
Yeah, we finally want to put Mississippi on the map in a good way.
That's right. This will be it.
This is it.
Well, tell us about your next project. I was fascinated by that.
So the next project, we actually, through the Harbor Freight Tools for Schools Network, I met a gentleman named Brian Copes. It's at Chickasaw High School right outside of Mobile, one of the poorest schools in the state.
Oh, really?
And we started partnering with him. We actually, our engineering students are 3D printing prosthetic leg parts. And through that partnership, Brian also said, hey, we do these shipping container classrooms that Dole takes down to Central America, and we go down and set them up, and we teach young kids skilled trades. And
we're the port for Dole.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. So, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right down the street.
So he has secured a shipping container, donated, and it'll be over here hopefully in September, and we're going to build a shipping container classroom that will eventually end up somewhere in Central America, maybe even South America, that will be used to further the skilled trades and give kids an opportunity that they wouldn't have otherwise.
In rural areas. Where there's just no access to this kind of...
Again, it goes back to the real world projects, not the fluffy, build a mantle clock for mom. We're making a difference.
Well, and Kimberly shared, and I don't think she'd mind me sharing this, is that her father just went through the 5th grade, her mother just went through the 4th grade, because they didn't have access, right, in Guatemala to education, and because they had to work.
That's it.
To support the family. And so doing that, now think of shipping containers. Back in Phoenix, Arizona, where I moved here from, shipping container apartments became the thing, the bougie thing for people to live in, rehab, remodel, right? And they were all over the city.
Right.
And so that might not be a bad idea for some housing for even unsheltered people. Move from this into that and then into the park. You never know, right?
What do you think I lived in Iraq?
Yeah, a shipping
This shipping
right?
container.
Exactly.
And this isn't...
Exactly.
This is not our first foray into refitting shipping containers. We have 3 just out back that...
Out there?
Cool.
2 of them are fully fitted out as workshops.
No kidding.
A metal fabrication. One's a...
Automotive marine mechanics and auto body paint.
And then the third one, which
The underwater ROV and engineering.
Oh my gosh, you
We got
guys
an
do it all.
above ground pool that they can test their ROVs in
Really?
and everything out there. Oh yeah. You need to go out there and check it out.
Oh my gosh.
it's our outdoor classroom. Just
It's funny that we're building things in a box because we are so far outside the box.
Right, exactly.
so we're an innovative. What's the name?
School of Innovation.
School of Innovation. We have been for 12 years. It's the name of a program, not just. So we're a pilot school in the state of Mississippi, and our job is to try out new ideas.
Yeah.
And if the state likes them, they adopt them, and they've done that to 4 of our ideas over the years. That rolled them out statewide.
There's only one of me, so
Right.
you can't adopt me.
Right.
Well, actually, to the highest bidder, I'm available.
Well, this
You
is
can edit that
this is
out.
going to go more to Mississippi,
Oh, no.
so you never know, right? Well, that's a beautiful thing because like people think of Mississippi, you know.
Exactly.
You guys are doing something that's unique, innovative, and you're also preparing these students to do work because we just have a new oceanography company that moved
Ocean,
here
yeah.
from California, right? And they build underwater craft to do research. So you never know.
Right. So that's part of why we do underwater ROVs.
The blue economy.
Yeah, the blue economy.
We're trying to foster that interest in the blue economy.
Yeah.
A lot of money out there for it,
Yeah.
and grants.
Right now we're growing sea oats to replant on the dunes.
Oh,
on the
seriously?
beach. Yep.
Oh my gosh, I love sea oats.
Yep.
They're cool. They're beautiful.
We're working with
And
Mississippi
they
State
change with the
Extension
seasons.
Service.
Yeah, really.
Yep.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, thank you guys for everything you do. Thank you, Scott. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Dave.
No problem.
And we're going to stay in touch. We're going to let you know where this ends up. And we're going to work to create a movement. So thank you.
Thank y'all.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
That was pretty level too.
So thank you for joining us from the Executive Director's Desk here on location with the STEM class at Gulfport High School. Peace.